Century Award is coming up here first. Century. So we gave out last year the 100-year to Pamphlet Media was our one last year, and this year it's the Oswego Lake Country Club. Now the Country Club, I just learned, well, yes, it was founded in 1924, but if you think about it, it was in the Roaring 20s, and then all of a sudden they hit some pretty bad stuff. They hit the Depression, they hit World War II, and they really had to figure out how they were going to remain one of the most amazing clubs around. And so their footprint has stayed here for 100 years. I know. The clubhouse is a historical site. They've kept it the same. So that beautiful entrance that you see there, that is just amazing. And that's part of our history, and we love it. Over the last few years, they have done some renovations. The golf course, and then the facilities. Murphy's is going to be opening in the next couple of weeks. But then also a kitchen remodel. Can you believe that they did not have a full-on kitchen remodel? They had little remodels, but not a full-on kitchen remodel since 1924. I know. They now have done, down to the bones, total remodel, and they're really excited because part of what the club wants to do is be a community club, to continue to be a community club, and to have people, neighbors, being able to come, get together, be out on the course, but also be able to have events for organizations, whether that's businesses or nonprofits. I know they do a great job for the Rotary every holiday season. So they're going to be able to do that even better with their new kitchen. And then they also do a lot with the schools. They allow they have the golf teams that come on, and they are able to sponsor that as well. So this club really just brings together community, and it's been a huge part of us for 100 years. Tonight, Phil and Sally Robinson are going to be coming to accept this award, and I think they're over here. Phil is past president on the board. He's also done a ton when it comes to the historical part of this whole centennial celebration, and Sally's been the president of the women's board, and just both of them are members of the club, but they're also just awesome community members here in Lake Oswego. So there's some thought.
Great.
I'm supposed to wrap. And then we're going to have to scoot over this way, Carl, for the photo.
Okay.
I know, the photo op.
Mike's mine. Nice. Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Chamber. Unlike all these other folks that have been here and earned this award, all I get to do is be the honoree because I happen to be a member at this time. I was president, and so was Sally at our respective boards. But the real heroes are the heroes that went through the times that were mentioned earlier in the Depression age and the World War II, because the club went through some really challenging times. The club, when it started out, had a golf course designed by Chandler Egan, who I grew up in Ohio. I knew him when I was a kid. I knew of him. He was a famous golfer and turned into a very fine golf course architect. We had an architect for the clubhouse who was an MIT graduate, which I happened to be too. So I was stunned to find that out and just preparing for saying something to you. And he also designed the U.S. courthouse downtown and the wonderful hotel in Hood River and many, many other things. So we have a great heritage, but boy, that heritage hit the wall in 1929 and then the 11 years of the Depression, et cetera. So during that time, the club had to shrink a little bit. So we had 155 acres of golf course that then became 110 acres, which it is today. And those of you who know the architecture of the city know Crest Drive and Ridgecrest Drive. Those were all in the middle of the golf course when it was founded. And so one hole went down one side of the crest that the Crest Drive sits on. The other one came around in a dogleg back. There was a hole on the other side of Iron Mountain that looked out over the lake and the mountain. It was just pretty unusual. But they had to pull back, and they did it in a very clever way, because I actually think the golf course is better now than it was then because it's more compact. You see each other when you go around it, et cetera. So we're very proud of what's been done. We have been investing for our next century. This has been a big couple of years. It's wrapping up about July. where we've done all those things that were mentioned earlier. I think if you come for an event or a meeting, I think you will find our ability to serve you to be better from the kitchen. I think you have another option to go up on the Murphys, Paul Murphy. That's in honor of Paul Murphy. I think you would find that well too. But I'd end by just simply saying we have a really interesting synergy with the city because from the very beginning of its becoming a residential city in the 20s, we and the city have kind of grown together. And even today, while we have a number of wonderful clubs in the area for golf and other things, we are one that prides itself on being a community club focused in this area. So about 80% of the people who are members of our club live and work in the Lake Oswego community. And we are proud of that, and we like to continue that tradition. And so this investment we're making is for our next century that we look forward to being around, and hopefully you'll all be with us, and we'll celebrate it in 200 years as well. Thank you very much.